sound trip ever taken.
Also, an update for everybody checking my emails here. You should very well, by the time this episode comes out, be able to get our books here, the Oddcast book series, the series that I've been writing. I got 4 books out, but I'm turning everything into audibles. The CLTD field reports. Go check them out. I got Fresh Farm Death, Goblin Mining, Lost Love Cove, and Dragon's Reign Part 1 that are all out on book. And check out my emails here, because I currently have somebody working that I've hired on to go ahead and start turning them into audibles, and he's working on book 2. If you follow us at Oddcast on Twitter, then you know book 1 had some issues. It's a guy who just decided, like, I'm not really feeling the violence and swearing in your book. Sorry, gonna back out, and kind of left it in limbo of there was a contract, and I had to get a hold of a whole bunch of shit to get it canceled and get it back. But he's currently working on book 2, and he'll begin work on book 1 after that. So book 1 and 2, you will have on Audible. So you don't even have to buy a physical book. If you're more of an Audible person, I'm turning them all into Audibles. So go check those out. We'd really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. Mythical creatures, murder, mysteries, dragons, goblins, trolls, elves, all that fun stuff. All set in like a more based on the CLT sandwich, the podcast of Anthony's there, which we need to get back to recording, but that's besides the point. It's a fun series. I've had a lot of fun. Currently, I'm working on a spin-off because book 5 needs a lot of rework done on it for things that I thought of to change in the story-wise. So I'm currently doing a spin-off that should actually be out in book form at least, hopefully this month. It's my plan anyway. I'm almost done with it. It's a Western vampire book, Blood on the Prairie. So keep your eyes out and open. Follow us at Oddcast End for any more details on all of that.
It's October.
So you're trying to tell me that all these deaths are accidental? Must think we're all idiots here or something.
Good evening. Hope you're staying up and staying spooky this October season. Welcome to episode 316, where we have a bit of a crossover. It's Jokeypants has bad taste. Ooh. In case you don't know what that is, for the audio listeners, on our YouTube channel, I have a whole second show called Jokeypants Has a Bad Taste, where we cover over movies from a childhood, or sometimes my co-host brings up movies that are just like, why don't we cover this one? And then I hate my life for just a little bit as much as he does. But I do that show with Cerebral Paul. Sometimes I have guests on. And for this series specifically, I felt, what better thing to put in Oddtober than that series that me and On Refney keep going over and going back to, which is Wrong Turn.
This is
good series.
We have a weird relationship with Wrong Turn because the reason why we are so connected to it is when we lived together in Laco, we watched them. And we're like, this is a good movie series. Boy, did it get bad.
To a point. And you know, so go over to our YouTube. We've covered over 1, 2, and 3. As we're talking about 1, 2, 3, I'm okay with. Like I'm okay with 1, 2, 3. Kind of starts to fall off. But I mean, some of the jokes we made in our Wrong Turn 3 episode make that movie a little more okay for me. We have problems. We're continuing on with the fourth movie, and let me just start by saying I covered over the Puppet Master series 1 through 5 on Bad Taste. And 1 and 2, I will recommend to anyone just go watch the first and second Puppet Master because they connect kind of. They have their own issues, but they're fun to watch and they play with the idea. Until you get to 3, where it sets it back during World War II and completely retcons everything the first and second movie tried to establish. And Mr. Burr, Jeff Burr, who directed 3, 4, 5, just made them more and more disconnected when he went to 4 and 5. And I hate 4 and 5 so fucking much because they don't make sense to anything Puppet Master was, but they're supposedly sequels. It pisses me off so much. We're in the same boat now, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for this fucking shit show.
Yeah, I forgot how bad. Let me turn my light on. How bad 4 was. Like 3 was bad. Like
3 had such a low budget, it just did not.
It was bad. 4 should have been aborted.
Yeah, it should have been its own thing.
And
not
doesn't even let you know my opinions on 5 and 6.
Oh, don't worry. 5 and 6 will get brought up in this one because Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I mean, except for 6. 6 was a completely different director. But for Wrong Turns 3, 4, 5, it's the same guy. So let's get into this. So Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings from 2011.
Wow.
Yeah. You got to think the first movie came out in 2003, which is actually an important point to something that gets brought up in this movie. That as I tried to go to sleep last night, ladies and gentlemen, my brain kept trying to wrap itself around this timeline, and I got more and more fucking pissed trying to fall asleep because it doesn't make fucking sense. So anyway, Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. The director is Mr. Declan O'Brien, or O'Brien. Honestly, I don't care, sir. I don't care at all. Your name, God, I hate you so much. This fucking movie. So little backstory for this movie. Mr. Declan, we covered over him a little bit when we did 3, and I don't remember how much of an extent I went into it, but to give you an idea of this man's filmography, things he's done before this: Sharktopus, Monster Arc, Joyride 3. All very bad sci-fi movies. Like sci-fi originals. That's a lot of what he's done.
What are you talking about?
A lot.
Joyride 3, the one with Rusty Nail. But he's a trucker.
I brought this up before. Joyride did the same thing for whatever reason that I Know What You Did Last Summer did, and they made the dude a zombie, and I don't ever understand their reasonings behind
Is that what fucking
things.
happens in that series?
From what I've seen, by the third movie, the truck driver is like dead because I think they killed him in the second movie. So he's like the dude from I Know What You Did Last Summer, where like he's somehow not dead, but also is kind of dead, and he's just so evil he refuses to die.
That's fucking dumb.
I'd have to rewatch 3, but that's the gist of what I remember. Is they really went for dumb shit. And seeing who directed it and knowing what he's done makes a lot more sense now. God. So, fun fact for this fourth movie, it was shot in 19 days.
Yeah. That's fucking wild. Because you got to imagine, it's 19 work days. They were not working there from sunrise to sunset. I'll give them 10 hours at most. So 190 hours.
Yeah, so see, that's the thing. Yes, it's a B movie that had a very low budget, blah blah blah. But like, not even a month. Didn't even take him a month to make this fucking thing. Like, you've got to be kidding me.
Boy, you can tell.
You can. Hey, bud, you probably should have taken just a little bit more time. But hey, who am I?
Just your friendly neighborhood Jokeypants.
This movie, Wrong Turn 4, is a prequel to Wrong Turn 1, and it is a part 1 prequel because he also, as I said, made 5, and 5 is the second part to this prequel story. Let me reiterate once again, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It makes zero
What are you
sense.
talking about? It makes total sense. These 3 unique people who have no other family at all were institutionalized until they have family.
Yes.
And ma and
Yeah.
pa and brother and sister also exists, but they don't. But they're not there institutionalized. They're superpowered because of inbreeding, not the paper mill. What's that? What even is a paper mill?
Yeah, see, that's the thing, folks. There are things that are established in Wrong Turn 2 to build out the lore of the hillbillies here and different things. This man, I swear to God, pulled a Jeff Burr from Puppet Master, didn't watch anything before he made his sequels, and just made these fucking sequels because they will talk about their backstory here, and it completely contradicts anything 1 and 2 said. Which pisses me off because this is supposedly a prequel to all that, and it doesn't make fucking sense. Also, it's snowy. It is just snow everywhere.
Now, it takes place in
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Now there can be snow in West Virginia as the local West Virginia redneck inbred hillbilly. Yes,
you know. There can,
but not like that.
It's also the only time you'll ever see winter in any of these movies. Even if it's fall, there's never any snow, no winter. There's so many fucking issues with this. They also shot it at a real sanatorium in Brandon, Manitoba, Canada.
Ooh.
That's why it's so snowy. It's Canada.
Fucking Canadians got to get that tax bracket. You know, you got to get that right off.
The person who plays Vincent is also the same person who plays Three Finger in this movie and the next movie. His name is Sean Skeen. His character dies pretty early on once they get to the place. I assume that was just so he could also play Three Finger and not have like a conflict on screen, I guess.
Be like, why do you look like my friend wearing a prosthesis?
I mean, that is something to his credit. I didn't ever know that it was the same guy because, I mean, obviously the way Three Finger looks, how the hell am I supposed to know that? But he's not bad as Three Finger. He gets like the mannerisms of just a psychotic hillbilly pretty good. This movie's not good.
Mm-hmm.
If this movie were better, honestly, if he were Three Finger, I'd be fine with it. It's such a small detail. Why am I bringing it up? Just because, like, I actually do think he does well with that character. It's just this movie's so fucking bad. The hillbillies aren't my issue with this movie. It is the writing of the story that's my issue. There's a lot of fun kills. Again, just wish it was a better fucking movie. Also, the directors in this movie. He appears as the doctor in the black and white film that they'll end up playing later on. Also, this was such a random thing, and I was confused what it meant. Because I was trying to think of where this song came in. It's right in the beginning, but the Blue Danube Waltz was performed by a real orchestra that was in Canada from London.
Why he decided to do that is fucking beyond me. But that poor orchestra.
I'm willing to bet that he just bootleg recorded it. Like, oh, we need a song. Oh, an orchestra's playing. Let me just break out my tape recorder.
I wouldn't doubt it. So let's get into this and why I have fucking issues with making this, saying that this is a prequel. So our movie begins, and we're set to 1974 at the Glenville Sanatorium. We get to meet Dr. Brendan Ryan. And he's going ahead and he's leading a new doctor, Miss Ann McQuaid, around the sanatorium. He's showing her the ropes. You know, just like, hey, these are the people you're going to be dealing with. Don't do this, don't do that. Like the whole, you know, basically these are the rules and things that we go by. As they're walking past some cells, he does end up telling her, he's like, these people are extremely dangerous. Don't ever let them out without a reason, and you have security around you. These people are deemed too dangerous for society. And she immediately gets grabbed by a patient in what I can only describe as jail cells, not necessarily sanatorium, which means that this building's so fucking old and shut down for a reason. But yeah, he grabs her and he pulls her in and he takes her hairpin, and somehow she doesn't notice.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Yeah, as someone with longer hair, as much as I don't use hairpins and I use hair ties, I've had a hairpin in my hair. You feel if that gets taken out of your hair. Like,
as someone who
your hair
has pulled out many hairpins, yeah, no, it is not an easy thing to do, and it is very obvious that you have done it.
Yes, but somehow she doesn't notice. I don't know. I guess she's too scared that she was being grabbed. I really.
Also, you think her hair would flip out?
Know.
Oh, so my hair's in my eye. Why is my hair in my eye?
Yeah. You think, I don't know. I guess she has some really good hairspray because that doesn't happen. Jesus Christ. But it's not like that matters, though.
Well,
because they
not?
quickly gloss over that. As we're introduced. Now on ref name.
Mm-hmm.
Before seeing this movie, did you know the last name of the hillbillies of this series?
No, because they don't have last names. They're random incest people who have always lived in the woods their entire lives and have had nothing but trophies in the woods their entire lives.
We're introduced to the, I shit you not, the Hillikers brothers. That's spelled exactly how you think.
I wonder if they're referencing something. A much better movie.
It's Hill, and then take away the L and just add Liquors without the L, and you've got their last name.
I feel like that's a slur.
I had to
liquor.
I had to reread their name like 3 times because even in my mind, I'm like, did they have a last name? When the fuck did they get a last name?
Why don't they? Where are their first names?
No, they all have their special names, so you know who they are. But they're Hilliker brothers.
But like, what if I want to refer to them by their first name, like Mo, Curly, Shep? Wow, I can't believe I'm forgetting the Larry.
So the doctor introduces them, but he doesn't introduce them by their names. No. He goes, see the one sucking on the stump of his hand? We call him Three Finger because he ate 2 of his other fingers, which, by the way, you fucking jackass, that's not why he's called Three Finger, you piece of shit.
He's called Three Finger because he's mutated to have 3 fucking
Yes.
fingers.
Because it's one thing when you have gaps, like people listening, put your hands out and just put down 2 random fingers. There are obvious gaps. But if you look at Three Finger in the first movie, he's got 3 melded together fingers, kind of like the like a claw.
If you,
it's a penguin.
I encourage any of you go back and look at the first Wrong Turn movie that this movie's a prequel to, or even the second or third movie. Yeah, he's got flipper hand. His fingers are fused. That was the whole fucking thing, is they're mutated, not mutilated. And this motherfucker changes that, and it's stupid.
Just because they're cannibals doesn't mean they're animals.
Here's the thing, you stupid jackass. If you actually fucking watch the first and second movie, you'd have a reason why you could say they're in a sanatorium of any kind, because they're fucking mutated. And you could have a whole thing you did with that. But you know what? You didn't do that. It pisses me off because it ruins like a really funny lore, and it's stupid. He then looks to the next brother, who's all fucked up in the face, and he goes, "That's one eye." He scooped out his eye and ate it in front of the orderlies, and I went, no, again, he's just mutated. Like, his face looks like it was cleaved in half. It's just the way he mutated, and he just had that weird look of his eye. He didn't scoop out his eye. Second of all, if he scooped out his eye, why is there a giant line running down the middle of it, like the middle side of his face? Did he fucking cut his face open? No, we're just not going to acknowledge that? You fucking jackass. And we get the third brother, Sawtooth.
Oh, I love this one. This one's my favorite fucking story.
Why is he muzzled? Because he was grinding his teeth on the rock walls and made them razor sharp. And we had to muzzle him. And we had to muzzle him because he kept biting people. Does that make sense?
That first off. So I like to consider myself a fan of pointing out teeth in horror movies. You cannot chew. There is no physical way to chew on a wall to sharpen your teeth. 2, Sawtooth, just mutant. His teeth were just fucked up. I don't even think they're pointy. I think he's got fucked up. He's got like a, what's it called? The cleft lip. That's why they call him Sawtooth.
He just had a cleft lip that was extra mutated. Like that. Yeah. That was just his look. Because if this is supposedly a prequel, in the first movie, he never uses his teeth like that.
Yeah,
and he doesn't even fucking do it in this movie. So what is the fucking point?
Out of someone, it's like they had to give him cool, unique names, and then fuck, I got so frustrated about this. I forgot my second point. He took the names from the first movie, but he didn't watch the first movie. He didn't watch the second fucking movie, and just made these fucking sequels. So then, by the time we get here, he makes up these bullshit backgrounds of why they look the way they do, which is fucking inaccurate as shit to what Wrong Turn is. Yeah. Can't. It's like in World War Z when that man pulls the tooth out of his mouth.
Yes.
Teeth are stronger than you think they are, people. Like they can take a lot of fucking damage. You can't. Man. It would take hours, if not days, to gnaw your teeth into a sharp enough point using stone. And by the time you do it, your teeth are probably not going to stay in the first time you bite something.
So Dr. McQuaid, she asks, why are they here? What's their issues? And he gives her a background for these characters that again completely contradicts anything that we know. They were found up in the hills of the West Virginias here, found with the remains of what we assume were their parents, who they cannibalized and ate.
Wait a second.
The Hilliker family household, so we assume they are the Hillikers.
But isn't their ma,
Yep.
pa, and brother and sis.
Nope.
Win. Just ignoring every fucking movie before this.
Like, also,
Here's the thing. Oh no, please.
in the fifth one, there's a father who is not the inbred one. He's a completely different character.
Yeah, he is. Completely contradicts what he says here, doesn't it?
Like, okay,
Fun
like
fact, folks.
I'm not
Sorry,
excusing
just-
him. Like, I understand, but your own thing. You made it one movie before you contradicted yourself. Like, I can
Yes.
understand if it was like, no, I want to make my own lore to making your own movie, but you fucking no, dumb.
And see, the worst part is, as I was telling on Ruffney here, the fifth Wrong Turn movie is just like the most boring fucking cannibal hillbilly movie you could have possibly made with the theme you were using. I've only seen 5 once because it was literally a fucking drag because it does nothing. Does absolutely fucking nothing with its theme until like the last maybe 10-15 minutes, and it's stupid. Their father is played by Doug Bradley in the next movie, who, if you don't know who that is, was the original Pinhead in Hellraiser. He's a very cool dude. He does a lot of good horror. I don't know how or why they got him involved with the fifth movie, because he's the only good part of that entire fucking movie, because it's just him being creepy, which he's good at.
The man who raised the Hilliker brothers, Mr. Hilliker, his dad.
Yes, is he? That's just fucking stupid. So yeah, I have in my notes, fuck these bullshit explanations. You cannot convince me that those are the same fucking hillbillies from the first movie. This contradicts everything we've learned in 1 and 2, because he doesn't mention that why they're mutated. He just says that you can't hurt them because they don't feel pain, because they heal faster than normal.
Which
Hey, bud,
isn't...
why don't you go back to the second fucking movie? There was a paper mill, and it released toxic waste that then infected the hills, that then created all the hillbillies. That's kind of how that fucking lore goes.
Also,
not this.
They do experience pain. I can't. I don't care enough to look through the movies, but I guarantee you there is a scene where someone reacts to getting hurt.
Yeah, in this movie. It happens a little later on. They do react to being stabbed. So,
So if you don't feel pain, that means you wouldn't be able to feel anything.
Yeah, you got to make up your mind. So after hearing all this, now also to keep in mind, it is 1974, and the brothers are 13 to 15, like they're teenagers. Which is important to what I'll get to later. It again doesn't make any fucking sense. This man can't time math to save his fucking life. Dr. McQuaid doesn't believe that they're that dangerous, and she asks him like, why they have to be locked away? Why are they treated that way? They're just children. They can't be that dangerous.
And this is after they pulled her into the bars in the room.
It was not them who pulled her. It's a different inmate who also looks like might be kind of mutated, but he's not one of the brothers. So it's there's a couple people in here that they look through files later that it talks about that they're mutated, but it doesn't specify why, and it pisses me off. But Dr. Ryan makes the only good point here, which is when she says that, he says, these are the most dangerous inmates in this entire building because they're very, very intelligent. They just have cannibalistic tendencies, so they're not allowed to be in public. But don't ever let your guard down around them, because they are way smarter than you think they are. And they are 100% as dangerous as I've told you. Which he is correct.
They will fuck your shit up.
The only thing he's correct about here.
Dude, wouldn't it be whack if they had like a tower that they set on fire later? That'd be crazy.
Oh.
My keyboard's all fucked up.
So the inmate that took the hairpin, he tries picking his lock. The brothers see him doing this and basically start shouting at him, so he'll throw them the hairpin, which he does. Yeah, that's actually exactly the kind of shit that they start doing. Yeah, so they throw them the hairpin, they get it, the three finger unlocks the cell door, and they escape out. They kill the orderly who's on guard watching them by stabbing him in the eye. Fun fact, he also plays I believe he plays Sawtooth. I think I saw in the credits. Plays the orderly guard that dies, and then I think he plays either Sawtooth or One Eye. He plays one of the other two.
Let me see. I got the page pulled up right here.
So using the same actors to save money. Okay, I was right then. Yeah.
See
Sawtooth.
what they should have done? They should have made that guy One Eye, because that would have been funny.
See, it would have been more funny because he gets stabbed in the eye. Yeah, they break everybody out. Everyone just starts killing everyone because I mean it's mentally insane inmates who are all dangerous for reasons. And here they take this. Oh, this is where the waltz part comes in. This is where they use this poor orchestra. And if you don't know what the Blue Waltz is, you've heard it a million times before.
Da, 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 da. Da, da. I was just making a joke.
Dun dun. Yeah, no, that is the one. Yeah. Da, 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 dun, dun,
wow, that's
dun, dun.
awful.
Yeah, while they're murdering people, by the way. Which they take poor old Dr. McQuaid into the electroshock therapy room and proceed to just keep cranking up the dial and shocking the ever-living shit out of this poor woman until they fry her brain. And as they leave, we see that she pees herself because they added that for some fucking reason.
Fetish.
Yeah. I don't need to see that.
It's like I've seen those porn videos where it's like, oh, do you want to watch me pee? And I'm like, oh God, no. Oh, I'm just no,
man, I'm out.
No,
I'm done.
I don't need, dude. I've pissed in my own eye before. I don't need to hear it.
You know what? Actually, this brings up some concerning things without ref here. What do you mean? That's a thank you.
What do I mean that I've pissed in my own eye? Were you questioning that?
I'm questioning everything that you just said.
Nah, it's not actual piss. It's been splashed off. But you've never tried to see how high you can pee before? See the arc?
No.
Oh, well, that
Can't say that I have.
I've been drunk in the woods being like, I gotta piss. I wonder how high I can pee up on this tree. And I pissed up on the tree, and then I got splashback on my face because I was peeing so high. Look, I'm not ashamed of anything. Welcome to Wholesome Content with Orefny. Yeah, it's like when I pissed out a fire once. I'm like, all right, this can't be bad, and it was the worst smell I've ever smelt. Don't pee on fires, people. You burn your pee.
So anyway, Dr. Ryan gets caught. This is another point I have. Why does this sanatorium just have fucking barbed wire laying around? As Dr. Ryan has his arms and his legs wrapped up in barbed wire, and they put it in the mechanics that open the cell doors. And I had to sit there and go, where the fuck did they get barbed wire? Because that's like 4 reels of barbed wire. Why did they have barbed wire? Why is that a thing just laying around?
Yeah, that wouldn't be just even if they had barbed wire. Let's say it's an awful asylum, and so therefore they had a barbed wire. It would still be somewhere like in a shed, outdoors.
Yeah, it would not be readily available for the fucking inmates,
No,
and I do not understand.
especially when they're like, "Oh yeah, these people are extremely dangerous." So we're gonna put the barbed wire where they can just fucking pick it up and snort it like cocaine.
All right, so I got a guy. He's gonna drive our car. I'm gonna kill the bus driver. I'm gonna need a lot of barbed wire. We're gonna leave it right here when I break my guys out. That's right, a callback to the second one, or the third one. The Joker was here the whole time. No, actually, to tie it back to the third movie, this is where they broke Joker out, and then he came back for them later
Yeah,
because he needed a driver.
I'll be back for you guys.
Thanks for letting me out. What are you doing to that doctor? Oh my god! Because they wrap the barbed wire in the gears. They go into the side office room and they hit the button so that the gears start turning, opening all the closing all the cell doors again. And he gets his arms and his legs ripped off.
Ouchie.
Yeah. Also, before we continue on, you may, if you know, listening to One on Oddcast or even watching us on YouTube, you're probably wondering why Maverick is missing. I knew this was not a movie for Maverick, so I wasn't a dick, and I had told Maverick, hey, this will just be your week off. It's Oddtober. A Jokeypants Bad Taste crossover makes sense because they're horror movies anyway. So, hey, fuck it. We'll do one of those. Mike, it's a week off for you because it's not for you. This man proceeds to message last night that he thought he would be cute and look up this movie anyway, because how bad could it be? And apparently we traumatized him and ruined his lunch.
I knew that he was looking it up because he asked me yesterday. He was like, "Wrong Turn 4, right?" I said, "Yes, if you're sure."
No,
I think he was
told him
surprised.
so many times. I knew I wasn't saying it to be a dick. Like I knew this wasn't for him.
Yeah, Mike doesn't do horror in general, so this was advanced.
Mike is not a horror person. There are certain things he's watched and he's enjoyed, but they're the things that are more sophisticated, like Barbarian or Nosferatu. Things of that nature, Mike is okay with watching. At least once, he'll be like, oh, that wasn't as bad as it could be. This is not that. And then Mike's just like, I'm going to look it up anyway. And then proceeded to tell us how he couldn't eat lunch and he was a bit traumatized.
Phone's over here. Let me get the exact quotes.
Oh, yes, please. Because, yeah, like, I wasn't, like, here's the thing, folks. I'm not an asshole in the fact of, like, if I think you're, like, a pussy, I'm going to tell you not to. Like, no, I was telling him this for the past couple of weeks because I knew that would happen. And he didn't fucking listen to me.
I was going to watch it for tonight, but it's really not my thing. Try to find a cheap YouTube and highlights. Hard pass. Should not have watched the highlights while eating lunch. I'll pass and see y'all next week. Like, what the fuck did I just watch? Even the highlights were fucking unhinged.
Yeah. So I told him not to.
Yeah, like when Jared says, when Jokey says, do not watch, it's because it is going to be not a good.
Yes. Like, like for Maverick, I only tell him that if it's something that truly I don't think he'd be able to get through. And this, I know he could not get through.
You see, this has been post-Saw. So we're in a post-Saw world, which means torture porn is the way to go.
Yes, hence the being ripped in half by fucking barbed wire. Here's where we have the immediate issue with this timeline. It cuts to 2003. Do you know what year the first movie came out and technically takes place, as it doesn't say that it's a different year?
Well, Jared, I can't. Well, Jokey, I can tell you because you said for a fact that the original movie is out in 2003.
Correct. So
But wait a
I-
second.
I had to look this up to see what was going on. Now, let's try to make sense of this timeline, shall we? So, four takes place in winter. Now, the
Winter of
description, yes, the description of 5 made me immediately mad, as it's worded that several months after 4. But here's the kicker: it specifies during Halloween. That's not several months, sir. That's basically a year later, because you're at the end of fucking October. And this movie clarifies it is winter break, meaning that it's the end of December.
Yes.
So suck my fucking dick. That's not several months.
I will be right back. My dog is barking. He wants to be downstairs, so give me like 40 seconds.
Raindrops are falling on my...
Dog couldn't understand that the quarter size the door was open meant that he could open it up. Come here.
Ah, yes. Good old Hunter.
Yeah. As smart as a box of rocks.
Hey, you know, that's most dogs, in my opinion. In my experience. So, yeah. 5, it's Claire says several months later. Fuck you, no, that's a year later because it's Halloween and this is December. So, like, that's not how time works.
Yes. And also, the point on that, if it was 2003, even if it was January of 2003,
oh, it gets worse.
They still have to go through the fall and, summer, spring, summer, and fall, where Sawtooth and One Eye get murdered.
Here's the thing. First movie takes place this summer. 5. After I saw that with 5, I went to Wrong Turn 1. Since these movies have come out, the overall plot timeline has been edited.
Oh.
Can you take a wild fucking guess at what it says going from 5 to 1?
Oh, don't tell me it takes place in the 2010. Does it take place in 2011 where this movie came out?
No, but it's definitely not the right time.
What did they say?
One year after the slaughter at Woodman Fest, the opening attack of Wrong Turn 1 happens. So that means they are saying that Wrong Turn 1 actually takes place in 2005, because it's 2 years after, because this takes place in 2003, the end of 2003. The next year, 5 happens, and then a year after that, Wrong Turn 1 happens. That is not the timeline. You should have said this was 2001, you piece of fucking shit.
They fast forward 19, 20 years.
29 years.
29 years. They could have just forwarded it 10, 7. Should I go through the numbers between 1 and 29 that they could have done?
Also,
they could have made the Hillikers do 9/11. How many towers did they hit?
So once again, fuck off, sir. You suck at time. Because none of that makes any fucking sense. There's not a single bit of that makes any goddamn sense.
No.
At all. Also, let's keep in mind that it said it was 29 years later. And think about how they look here to how they look in Wrong Turn 1. He also doesn't know how to fucking age characters. The biggest example was when we covered over Wrong Turn 3, and suddenly Three-Toed the Baby was a fucking 15-year-old all of a sudden without any explanations. He does the same fucking thing here where they go from 13, 15, and 29 years later, they're like in their 20s. But then in Wrong Turn 1, they're like in their 50s. So like, sir, you can't fucking time to save your fucking life.
They just wanted to put it like 9 years later. We're like, no, that feels like this too soon.
I fucking hate every. So anyway, we get a time skip 29 years later. And we get introduced to our 9 college students, our cannon fodder of this movie, because not a single fucking one of them will survive.
Inky, Pinky, Plinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Also, if you're wondering why I keep touching my face for you at home watching the YouTube video, this scar tissue stuff, whatever, does not like to stay on. It likes to just be like, nah, I'm just gonna fall off now, and it pisses me off because it purposely made a slash mark through my face for the video. And this is the last of it because I got tired of. I've only ever used it once for the werewolf review. Go watch that. We covered Bad Moon, and I haven't used it since because of this, where it's just. And you may be asking, well, don't paint your face before you put it on. Fun fact: I do this before I do everything else, and it still just says "fuck you." So like, then I take the blood and I drip it down, and then I have to do this so that it follows the curve of everything all the way down. It's real fun, and then it just decides, now I'm just gonna come off every 2 fucking seconds. It's really great. It was a cheap little scar tissue. What am I complaining about? Everything else, I like all the rest of whatever. Anyway. So yeah, we have our 9 students. Kenya, Jenna, Vincent, Sarah, Bridget, Kyle, Claire, Daniel, and Lauren. I'll be completely honest. I had to have the Wikipedia open to double check all the deaths because I couldn't remember who was fucking who. Because I didn't fucking care enough. And a lot of the time they didn't really say names. And the times they did say names was so jumbled in the group I couldn't figure out who they were actually talking about. Because again, this movie's just not good. So the only person I got right was Daniel. There was a point where I wrote Daniel and then I had to wait. And then I like literally paused it and double checked and it was like, Daniel goes. And I was like, yeah, you're the only one that I remembered because you're such a coward.
Daniel, do something.
Do something.
Oh, dude. So Daniel's actor, Team Armstrong, he's also in Joyride 3.
Oh, son of a bitch. I thought he looked familiar.
He plays
I've seen Joyride 3 once.
Officer Williams.
I've seen him in some other like sci-fi originals. He's just like a B movie guy. So they're all meeting up on. They all meet up with a bunch of snowmobiles because they're all going to be going up to their friend Porter's cabin for the week for winter break fun. It's 2003 and nobody has GPS. Nobody has a map. Nothing. They're just like, nah, I know where it is.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, nobody actually had any idea. I also have in my notes because somebody who has owned a snowmobile
Daniel puts on a helmet, and some of the women of the group give him shit. The special trivia notes clarified that Kenya and Sarah are lesbians. The only two other lesbians of the entire Wrong Turn franchise. And I was like, that's a weird trivia note to have in there. Didn't really care.
Neat.
Yeah, I don't know why that's a trivia note. That seems very stupid, but okay. The only other one is in 2.
They're fucking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The movie will
Cool.
clarify that later. But I only bring that up because they're the ones who make fun of Daniel here. They're like, really? A helmet? Daniel's the only smart one. Because
Yes.
even Daniel says, yeah, you're not going to be laughing when you fall off your snowmobile. And in my mind, as someone who has owned a snowmobile, and I brought up on our show before, it was a 1990s racing fucking Polaris snowmobile, meaning that it went from 0 to 100 in about 2 fucking seconds. Yes, snow is soft until you hit it when you're going 50 miles an hour, and it's suddenly not so soft anymore.
Yeah,
So
as someone who's flipped a snowmobile, yeah, they fucking
they'll fuck you up.
They'll
can
fuck you up.
Snow isn't soft when you're going real fast.
No.
It turns into concrete.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this snow will protect my fall. Yeah, until the inertia takes it over.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, because it's the same thing with like a ski-doo, where people are like, yeah, I don't need anything safety, it's water. And it's like, yeah, water's soft, much like snow, until you're going at a high speed, and then it suddenly turns into fucking concrete when you hit it. So a helmet would be good.
Yes. Like living is important.
Yeah. So yeah, he's the only one who wears a helmet, and everyone gives him shit. And I'm just like, no, he's smart. He's the only smart one. The rest of you deserve to die now.
Wear helmets, kids.
But Daniel, again, being the only smart one, asks Kyle. He goes, "Hey, you sure we're allowed to park here?" Yeah, dude. Don't worry about it. Stop being a worrywart. And they drive away.
That would immediately. I would immediately go, no, can I park here or not? Yes or no. Don't tell me not to worry about it.
These are some of the dumbest fucking college kids. There's literally, as they drive away, they show a sign right next to where they park that's slightly covered with snow, but you can still see tow away zone, meaning don't fucking park here.
People be
morons. Also, I feel like this was brought up to explain the ending of this movie. Fun fact, they never fucking touch on this again, which means I guarantee there is an entire bit of scenes that were cut out that would have explained the ending that this dumb son of a bitch didn't include. So the ending doesn't actually fit fucking anything. It confuses you more than anything. So anyway, they drive off. They immediately get fucking lost. They do not get to the cabin. There's a storm rolling in. And Daniel, once again, had brought up, hey, there's a storm rolling in. Should we wait till the storm passes before we head up to the cabin? And Kyle just goes, nah, I know where it's at. I'll get us there no matter what. We'll be fine. Or Daniel does. Or no, it is Kyle. Kyle did not, because we cut to, it is the middle of the night. They are freezing, and he goes, yeah, I think I took a wrong turn.
He said it.
He said it, guys. Oh my God, he said it. We can shut the movie off now.
Oh, thank God. Let me just. All right, I've been told I legally have to say.
Yeah, unfortunately. Snowstorm moves in, and
this is also a really dumb fucking part of this movie. They look off to their right and they're like, what's that up on the hill? And it's a sanatorium sticking above the trees. Even
Let's
though
go
when you see it later,
there.
that's not how it looks.
Are you saying that they purposely fucked with this so they could have a reason for the teenagers to get there?
Yeah, movie bullshit.
Movie
So they do, and then they break and enter and vandalize the entire building by just taking what they want, and then also starting a fire in the fireplace that hasn't been used in God knows how long.
Yeah. FYI for people who go spelunking, if the place is abandoned, that means it is full of bad air, especially old medical places. All the chemicals and medicines are probably leaked out, and you could probably breathe in the death.
Yeah, that's something I hadn't even thought about. That is actually, especially with a place like they were going into. There's God only fucking knows what the hell they had going on in there.
Mm-hmm. My first instinct would be not to light a fire because I don't know what the last person threw. Oh, it's an abandoned asylum. No one threw anything dangerous into this open fire pit. Let's burn shit.
All right, guys, I started the movie ends.
I started the fire, and for some reason, blood is coming out of my nostril.
Yeah, so they start a fire in the fireplace. They get that all going. They then decide they want to go explore the building, and they see a bunch of what looks like little camping spots, and they're like, "What is that?" And one of the guys just goes, "Oh, probably some trappers who were up here during the fall." They're like, "I don't know, that looks pretty recent." He's like, "Yeah, probably just trappers. You know, this place is pretty abandoned out in the woods. People who like trap or hunt, do different things, probably found it and just camp here because it's shelter for the night or whatever." Sure.
Nope, that's not how that works. There would be other things.
Yes. But they get to Dr. Ryan's office. They find a 30-year-old Scotch in 1974, meaning that it's 60-year-old Scotch now. And they also find the files of everyone, and they start going through files.
Not the Hippikers.
Anywho. So back at this, while they're in the doctor's office, they're finding files and they're doing whatever. Outside, we see that the brothers have returned and they have something. Fun fact, it's their friend Porter. Turns out the cabin wasn't very safe.
But that also doesn't make sense because if it was their friend Porter, that means they would have known about him the whole time. Anyways.
Oh, don't worry. I have another thing here that I'm gonna make you just as mad as it made me because I had to take a second.
Okay, good.
Where did they live in the first movie?
They lived in a cabin in the woods.
It's Porter's cabin.
You know what?
This is a bullshit throwaway. That's where the cabin comes from. And they don't show it, and they will not acknowledge it, except this one time.
That's clever, honestly. That one I'll give it
You know
back.
why I don't like it?
Because it makes no sense in the first place.
Because in the first movie, there's that whole junkyard of cars.
That they've been doing it for decades.
Yeah, so if they didn't find this cabin until 1974, then where the fuck did all those cars come from? Also, what about the gas station attendant who was an important part in 1 and 2?
You can go lick a turd. That's what it is.
Again, Mr. O'Brien, fucking watch the movies you're making sequels or prequels to. Jesus Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
So yeah, they all after they ransack the office, they get some files, they get the brandy, they all they're all going back to like settle down for the night. Vincent jump scares two of the girls as they're
Ooh.
going back to the group because he thinks it's funny, which will be funny when he dies here in like literally like the next scene or two. But they get the power back on and they find a radio and they start partying their asses off because why not?
Oh, we found this working radio. We might. There's nothing weird or shady about that.
Oh, nothing creepy about it. One eye creeps on them from a one-way window that's behind them, just seeing what they're doing. And they also find an old reel projector, and this is where they play the black and white movie that shows the doctors giving treatments to one of the brothers. Again, the doctor is played by the director of this movie. I wish I could reach in and just slap him. And watching the video, Lauren in the group is reminded of what this building is. It took her this fucking long to remember what this building is. She says that when she was growing up, there were stories about a bunch of hillbillies that were locked up in here that used to be cannibals, and that they had broken out and eaten everyone, and that the parents would tell them horror stories to make them behave. If they didn't, they'd send them to the sanatorium to be eaten by hillbillies.
That's not how that works now.
Maybe you should have kept that story to yourself.
Oh, look, an asylum. I'm sure this
turns out they're real. This is where everyone goes to bed and Vincent goes exploring. Anyway,
I don't know if I'd be able to sleep in there.
Yeah, no, I would be out. I would say no.
I would learn how to
back in my snowmobile.
I would learn how to make a proper igloo, and that would be me. Yeah, I would go back. You know the crazy thing about snowmobiles and snow?
What's that?
They leave tracks. Go back the way you came.
Oh no, see that they clarify that point before they get here, that the snow's become so bad that they can't see their tracks anymore.
Oh.
Which,
They're
to be fair, in a really
stupid.
bad snowstorm, that does happen.
You shouldn't be going out with a really bad snowstorm in the first place.
Yeah, number one, don't go out with a snowstorm. Number two, also, if you don't know how to ride snowmobile trails and read the trail, then don't go snowmobiling out in the woods.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. These people would be fucking dead.
Yes.
You got to read the symbols and shit.
Yes. Growing up in Western New York, having snowmobile myself, I was never allowed to ride on the trails, but my parents would go on snowmobile trips with my grandparents. It would be like a 2-day trip. They'd go riding on the trails and they'd end up all over the place. And I'd hear about some of the crazy shit they would do. Fun fact, did you know the snowmobiles can go across water if you try hard enough?
No, because I would never try hard enough.
They do. They did. Which you can probably find videos on YouTube of people who have actually done it. If you gun it, they'll basically be a temporary ski-doo. Like, you can't ride on it forever, but if there's like some water you have to get across, if you just gun the ever-living shit out of it, it will glide across the top of the water. Something that I only learned because of my parents, because my uncle kind of ruined one of the snowmobiles because he didn't gun it fast enough and it sunk.
Oh, that's gotta sting.
Yeah, he was in he was in the doghouse for a while. So Vincent goes up to reception because there's somebody sitting in the desk chair, and he's like, "Hey, who's that?" "Oh, hey, Porter, I recognize that jacket. It's you, Porter. What are you doing here?" And then he touches his body, and he slinks against the glass, slides down, and there's blood. And then Sawtooth appears behind him and metal spikes him through the jaw, up through the brain, and then drags his body away.
See, the first thing, if I were to be like, "Hey, look, it's my friend who doesn't know where we are, who's waiting for us here," I'd be like, "Oh, fuck. Something's not right."
he thinks that Porter's just there because it was shelter or something. But I'm like, he had a fucking cabin. What are you fucking talking about?
Exactly.
The next morning, the storm's gotten worse. They're not going to be able to fucking go anywhere, which go figure. A movie's got a movie. Meanwhile, Joker freezes his ass off on the highway. Still trying to find that driver.
I'm waiting for him. He's here somewhere.
I'm waiting for a guy named Vincent. He's a
Ever
real
tell you
good
how I got
safe
these?
crack.
Ever tell you how I got these scars? Just waiting out in the fucking winter.
My lips got so chapped.
I just kept licking them. My mom always told me not to lick them, but I just had to. And that's why he licks his lips in the movie.
We've made a connection to Joker with Wrong Turn 3 and 4. We have problems. So many fucking problems.
I mean, we can't prove that they didn't do it.
True. Yeah, so they see the storm's bad. They notice Vincent's missing. They figure he's probably messing with them. Again, Daniel's the only smart character because he notices and brings up that all their stuff is missing. And everyone just goes, he's just messing with us. We just have to find him so we can get out of here.
No.
Daniel goes, I don't think that's what's happening. All of our stuff's missing. Did nobody pay attention? All of our stuff's missing. Oh, you're a worrywart, Daniel. Now, guys,
no one else
coats,
is here.
Our gear, our food, everything's missing, guys. It's just Vincent messing with us. Now, guys, the fuck? Daniel's the only one.
Daniel should have survived this.
Daniel, if Daniel was smarter, he would have left that night and not stayed with the rest of the idiots. Mm-hmm. Because he has the worst death of this entire movie. And he's the only one who keeps calling out all the danger or things that should be called out. But they can't find Vincent, so they split into two groups and they go searching. Not really not a whole lot happens when they're searching. It's just a lot of teenager shenanigans stuff, college students.
Playing grab ass and shit like that.
Yeah, basically. But Jenna ends up in the kitchen and she sees some things that she's Maverick. Okay, her lunch gets ruined real quick and she's now completely traumatized because she watches as Sawtooth cuts apart Porter's body and she's kind of eating things as he goes. They cuts off a hand and throws it towards a bucket near her, cuts off his head and cuts out his tongue and eats it. And then Three Fingers shows up and they kind of fight over who's going to have the best parts. And she runs away back to the group. And they're in the theater area again. And right as she tells them, she runs in screaming, they're going to kill us all.
They're going to kill us all.
Porter's head gets thrown into the room all wrapped up in his coat. And they go, Is that Porter's jacket? Yeah, that's Porter's jacket. What's it doing here? Let me unwrap it and see what's inside.
Dude, I would not be able to tell you fucking my own jacket if someone's like, can you pick out your jacket? How the fuck are you recognizing your friend's jacket?
Your friend's plaid design jacket?
Which you might not have even seen before because, he was at the cabin and you never got to the cabin.
Yeah, what if he bought a new jacket? That is a pretty glaring point. He could have bought a new jacket. Apparently he just has a very recognizable blue plaid jacket.
Most unique out there.
The most unique jacket ever. Well, I mean, only Al from Tool Time really wears plaid. So, I mean, it is, or Bob Vila. So, I mean, unless it's one of those two, I think the safe bet would probably be that it's Porter. Yeah, I think we all know this. So, anyway,
Yeah, so that happens and it causes chaos, which once again, don't know where they're finding this shit. They lower down a barbed wire noose and they grab Lauren,
No.
and yeah, or no, Claire.
One of the
Lauren becomes
bitches.
important after this. Well, it's because they're right back to back. Because Lauren becomes important in the next scene. But this scene also is so fucking stupid. Claire gets wrapped up by the barbed wire noose and is getting raised up to the balcony by the brothers. Her boyfriend Kyle, like the fucking dumbass he is, grabs her legs and tries to pull her back down, which decapitates her.
Yeah, that's how. Oh my god! Oh god, that's so stupid. You see something being pulled up
Yeah.
like razor wire, you're like, I'm gonna pull him.
Her neck's bleeding profusely from that thing wrapped around it. Let me grab onto her legs and just yank her down real quick.
What's the worst that can happen?
My guy, what the fuck do you mean, you idiot? You absolute fucking idiot. So everyone panics. They run outside back to the snowmobiles without their fucking gear. They say, fuck it. But of course they don't work because it turns out the brothers have already taken all of their spark plugs. Because again, they're not idiots. They're very smart.
They're very smart.
Although, I would argue, when the fuck would they have ever seen a snowmobile to know exactly where parts are? Because they get them working again towards the end. So they've been in the fucking mountains for 30 years. Have they just been killing people with snowmobiles and they know how they work? Because if they were going to take anything, I feel like they would have just grabbed whatever looked important. They wouldn't, I don't think they'd know specifically
like
that's the spark plugs.
Like, engines are very complicated. But I agree with you. If they were redneck hillbillies just trying to fuck with shit, they would just pull out the first shit, not the specific shit.
Like, I get they're intelligent, but like, when the fuck would they have ever been around snowmobiles? Also, when did they learn to drive? Because they can drive these and some things later, and I don't. It's as bad as Michael Myers over here, where he somehow knows how to drive.
Well, you're forgetting,
he's
Jared.
never been in a car.
You're forgetting. They're being raised by their father. You know, their adoptive father, Pinhead.
I hate Five so much. I think I hate it more than this one, but this one's still bad. They could have just so yeah, they can't get the snowmobile started. Everything's gone. Lauren, who still has her jacket and hat, says, "Fuck this! I'm going to ski down the mountain and get help." Once again, Daniel raises concern over his girlfriend. Just like, hey, maybe don't ski down the mountain alone. It's cold. Also, who knows if they have booby traps? And everyone else argues with him and goes, if anyone can do it, Lauren can. I trust her to do it. She's a badass. We'll see what happens to her at the end. Don't worry. So she skis off to get help, and everyone else goes back inside and locks themselves in the doctor's office. I can't with this movie. Daniel, Kyle, Sarah decide to go get weapons because they saw down in the basement there's a room with knives and saws, blah blah blah. So they're gonna go do that. Meanwhile, the others all decide they're going to just sit in the room. Also, Daniel reads over the files of the brothers. He finds them because it has their pictures in it. And he brings up the same things we heard before, which is they don't feel pain. They have extra healing. They seem incredibly intelligent and cannibalistic.
Well, because they've been eating all them brains. That's where they munch on that. Got the medulla oblongata and all that shit.
Side note, now that On Refney's brought that up, my co-host for Bad Taste, Cerebral Paul, he brought up, I'm not sure when we're going to do it, but he wants to cover over Return of the Living Dead, which is such a great movie. I really love that detail in that movie of that the zombies get smarter because they're eating brains. I fucking love that detail. It's so fun. Bring more brains.
Brains, out of brains.
Brains, I'm alive. I could eat brains all the time. So they're going to get weapons. The others lock themselves in. While everyone's going to get weapons, the rest of the group get attacked by One Eye, who uses a ice drill to drill a hole through the door and fuck with them because why not? Gotta have something to fill time. Basement group finally gets down there. They end up encountering Three Finger, who they hide from, and they get weapons. As they're going to leave, Daniel finds an axe, and he's like, "Hold on a second, guys." Fun fact: no one holds on a second, guys.
They really don't
going.
respect this Daniel guy.
They don't respect Daniel at all.
Daniel just needs to get better friends, man.
But yeah, Daniel gets an axe, and he thinks he's going to be safe, and he's going to do good. He doesn't, because he immediately gets captured by Three Finger because he lags behind. The axe did nothing for him.
I'm gonna hit you with this axe. Bet.
So this scene that it gets to here was the last thing filmed. Like this was filmed on the final day. The fondue scene. As poor Daniel gets strapped onto a table, and we watch as the cannibals slowly fillet his skin and little tiny bit of flesh, piece by piece, from his chest, his legs, his arms. The whole time, this poor man, the only smart man of this whole group, is just begging them to fucking kill him. Because I can't imagine the amount of pain he's going through.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and to add, yes,
we've all had like a bit of our flesh ripped off before. Imagine that over and over again.
I had a piece of skin on my toe recently that just kind of like flaky, and I was like, oh, I'll just get rid of that. And it just kept peeling until it hit a point where like it was fresh skin, and then it was like a fucking paper cut, and I had to like band-aid my toe because it hurt to fucking walk. So I can't imagine getting my skin fucking flayed. Yeah, poor fucking Daniel. He has the most brutal death because then he also has to watch them boil his flesh in oil and eat it in front of him. Like, it's fucked.
Nom, 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 nom.
Which they end up killing him because they throw the thing that they would use to crack your ribs open for surgeries and things. They use that on him, and they take out his liver because haha, liver and onions. But ripping out his liver kills him, obviously. So he gets his wish, and he finally dies.
The body can only take so much, people.
This is very true. The minute they crack his ribs, he's done, which is very fair. I obviously have never had to have that happen to me. It did have to happen to a friend of mine who collapsed a lung. And yeah, even with the painkillers they give you, you feel that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He described it very much as, oh, I felt it. It sucks.
Hey, like as bad as you think it is, it is.
Yeah, it's just a little crank. It's got two little prongs on it that they stick in between the ribs, and then a little crank, and it just goes doot, 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 and it separates the ribs so they can see inside.
And they do it with a tiny little incision. It sucks.
Yeah.
My mother's a nurse, and she even talked about she hated doing anything with lungs because it's extremely barbaric and graphic. And she wished, as she put it, I wish there was an easier way to deal with a collapsed lung because it's extremely barbaric the way we have to do it. And there is no amount of painkillers that are going to make you not feel it.
Well, unfortunately, lady, humans are only so strong.
So anyway, Kyle finds that right as Daniel dies. He goes back to the group and they make a plan, which is this is such a bullshit plan. Apparently the hillbillies are fucking black bears because they just come charging in, clanging pots and pans and swinging some knives and screaming, and the hillbillies run away. And then they throw a lantern.
Intelligent.
And throwing the lantern with the fire makes them go a different direction, and they run into the exact specific cell that they want, and they get shut in. Because that's how that would work. At all. Gather myself for a moment because we're getting into the ending of this fucking movie, and
Oh, thank fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna run through how this movie, because from this point forward, this movie is very straightforward. Okay, now it did that.
Let's say your TV. What I got.
Yeah, I don't know why it just did that. Hang on a second.
Get off. There you go. There you're. No.
Oh, fuck it. We'll just switch cameras for a second. I don't know why the camera zoomed in. Now it did that for me. I don't understand that one. Sorry, folks. Anyway, they argue about fucking killing them, and the one friend just tells Kyle, like, no, you can't kill them. Like, yeah, they deserve it, but you don't deserve having to try to deal with that on your conscience. And I went, they're fucking cannibal hillbillies. Kill them.
You watch them eat someone.
You watch them fondue your friend alive. Kill them.
Look, I don't care how much of a person you think that they are. There are certain lines that you just sometimes are like, yeah, no, it's gotta be now.
It's like, sir, I agree. If they were just normal, average people, whatever, like, sure, maybe there's a moral ground. These are mutated fucking cannibal hillbillies. Any moral ground goes out the fucking window because they are going to kill and eat you if you do not kill them. That is just what they are going to do.
You got to kill and eat them first, people.
So they decide they're not going to do that. They're instead going to look for the spark plugs and leave first thing in the morning because they have to be around somewhere. While that's going on, we see that Lauren's kind of freezing to death. She tries to make a fire, and snow falls off the tree and puts it out. It's a bad time. No. Probably should have had like an actual coat to do this whole skiing idea.
Wow, it's like Daniel knew what he was saying.
Yeah, it's almost as if Daniel should have been the one to get the fuck out of there and survive this whole movie and tell people, hey, there's cannibal hillbillies up in them hills. So Kyle gets left on guard duty. The others go looking for the spark plugs. They can't find anything, so they decide they're going to hunker down for the night back in the doctor's office. And Bridget is like, I'm going to go trade spots with Kyle in a bit, and I'll go do guard duty for him, which doesn't work out because Kyle talks shit on the brothers and falls asleep.
But if you're fucking tired, switch.
maybe tap out. Yeah.
Some fucking people, man. This fucking movie, man.
The cell they were in the beginning of the movie was on the left side. And it was not in the basement.
No, it was
The
not.
cell they go in has the hairpin from 30 years ago.
See, now you're just fucking with me. I mean,
Because
I know.
Three Finger finds the hairpin and picks the lock, and they jump Kyle. This is not the same cell. It's not even close to the same fucking cell. In fact, I would argue this is the cell of the dude who originally stole the hairpin.
Yeah, who very famously threw it away.
Yeah, he threw it to the brothers in a couple cells down on the opposite side. So why this is in this cell is a continuity error from a man who clearly, again, cannot timeline to save his life. Gun to his head, could not make a timeline.
Nope.
Even in his own fucking movie. So anyway, they take Kyle, they cut his tongue out, they dress him up like one of them, throw a bag over his head, and send him at the girls. And they stab him to death, thinking that he's a hillbilly. And then immediately feel bad that they just murdered Kyle.
You mean the person that you're bitching at that wanted to kill them, you immediately killed them?
Yeah, you mean the guy that you bitched about got you lost and it was all his fault, and then also that, you know, later on of all those things and how he killed Claire because he was an idiot and so on and so forth. And then they're like, why didn't he say anything? And then they see that they cut Kyle's tongue out. So yeah, of course they did, because they probably fucking ate it, because it's the hillbillies who are cannibals.
Oh, a bunch of fucking dumbasses.
Yeah, and this is where we get a chase scene. They chase the girls who go up to the attic for some dumb fucking reason. They say it's to look for an exit, but that's not even what they fucking do. So this is just an excuse to go, oh, this is where they've been living, in the attic.
Oh.
Hey, there's our stuff. Let's grab jackets and run back down to the first floor to find a way out.
No. But first off, if you're trying to escape, why would you run up the stairs? Up the stairs is not the way out.
Horror movie logic.
It makes me want to drink, Jared.
I know. So they get down there, they barricade a door up with a 2x4, and they try looking for a way out. They realize all the windows are grated and sealed, yada yada, and they're like, how are we going to get out? Luckily for them, one of the windows is loose, so they pry off the seal. But the brothers, they just break in by ramming the door repeatedly.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Yes. But yeah, and the snow is piled up so far that the window has a shit ton of snow on it. So Sarah digs her way out through the other side and then has everyone follow her. After the brothers break in, of course, not everyone makes it. And this is a kill that actually is kind of fun. Kind of a fun horror kill. Because she starts panicking about, like, I don't think I can crawl through tight space. She has claustrophobia. Okay. However, you should just do it anyway because Sawtooth comes up behind her and just sends that ice hole drill right through her chest.
Oof.
It's a pretty fun kill. It's just a drill going through. So Sarah, Kiana, and Bridget are the only ones left, and they fucking run for it. But the brothers apparently were just holding on to the spark plugs themselves because they come riding after them on 3 snowmobiles. Which, fun for them that they're actually using it.
Yeah, that's very funny, though, that they're like, oh, they're getting away. Let's fucking get them.
Yeah, well, let's get those sons of bitches.
Yeah, let's get them.
So yeah, the snowmobiles come chasing him. They circle him for a minute, swing their weapons at him a little bit to make the girls run because it's more fun for them if they run. Three Fingers takes a spike bat and hits Kiana in the back, while One Eye takes Sawtooth takes Bridget and rides off. Sarah ends up taking Kiana and takes her off to the side, gets her addressed how bad her wound is. This is where we talked about they obviously feel fucking pain because Kenya starts stabbing Sawtooth's arm. And he literally looks at her and goes, "What the fuck?" and like drops her. So clearly, he felt he was being stabbed in his arm repeatedly.
Yeah.
So much so. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because that's how not feeling pain works. It just means you don't feel anything.
So much so that he runs into a low-hanging tree branch and loses his snowmobile and gets knocked the fuck out. Because that's how that works. For the guy who can't feel pain, it has a higher than normal healing factor.
Yeah, he would. Not only would he be perfectly fine, but he would either be perfectly fine or he would be dead. There would be no in between.
I also just feel like from what we've seen in the first movie alone, that he would have broken the tree branch hitting it. Like it wouldn't like clothesline him. I feel like he would have just broken the fucking branch. So at this point, we get another kind of fun kill. Like I'll give him credit. This was pretty creative on the I'll give credit to the hillbillies, not even the director. I'm giving credit to the fucking hillbillies of the movie.
Hell yeah.
One Eye ties Bridget to the bottom of the snowmobile and just tears her to shreds with the treading on the snowmobile. It's kind of fun. And then when she dies, he cuts the rope and takes off right as Sarah gets to her, just to fuck with her. So the dawn comes. And we see the fucking Lauren. We see that Lauren froze to death overnight, like 5 feet from the road.
That's sad. Wait, that sound really
honestly
legit?
The most pathetic death of this entire film is just her leaned against a tree and a car drives by, and you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" She was literally there.
In a world of people getting eaten alive, filleted, she died from the cold.
Yes. She died of the cold. Not even the hillbillies didn't even come close to her. She died of fucking hypothermia. And so yeah, by the dawn, Kenya she plays bait so that one eye comes riding by. Funny how I find it funny how I've only mentioned Three Finger once in this entire sequence because he fucks off. Does not appear again.
It's like they're trying to find a reason that that these three survive because they fucking
gotta find a reason.
They have to show up later.
Yeah. Sawtooth got knocked out by a tree. Three Fingers just nowhere to be found. And here, One Eye tries coming to kill Kenya, and Sarah jumps out from behind a big ass snowbank and whacks him with a tree branch that she found.
Whack.
And they take his snowmobile and they get away. They're safe.
Yay!
They survived. Until there's two very fucking clear fence posts sitting in the middle of a field. They get decapitated. Because they ride directly into barbed wire. Again, plain view, not hidden at all. And once again, a fucking fence post. Like, think of a barbed wire fence and the wooden post that it would be on.
Literally that in a field, and they run directly into it.
That's why you got to
And
know the
it's
signs.
supposed to be a hillbilly's trap. No, it was just a fence post, and they're fucking idiots.
It's probably just left out there.
I'm pretty sure it's just a fence that was up, and these dumbasses drove directly fucking into it.
What's the worst that can happen? Meow.
Exactly. Now everyone's dead, and you may be saying, "Oh, is that the end of the movie?" Almost, because then we see Three Finger come by and pick up their heads, and he takes it with him. And you may be saying, "Well, what about his snowmobile?" Well, that's a fun fact. He doesn't have the snowmobile. So remember how I said there were scenes that should have been included to make any fucking sense?
Yes.
Three Finger shows up with the tow truck. The signature wrong turn tow truck. I can only imagine that he got this because the fucking tow truck showed up to take their cars away from that tow zone. But we don't get that scene to have any explanation where he got a tow truck from.
I like the fact that it's just his tow truck, and they just had it, and he put up that sign so he could legally tow someone.
Like that's the ending to this movie. It's just he had to throw in the tow truck because, oh, that's right, they had a tow truck in the first movie. There's the tow truck. But he doesn't fucking show the scene that would explain how he went from snowmobile to a tow truck.
He doesn't need to.
It pisses me off. It irritates me so much because I know how he got the tow truck. You could have just given me a 2-second scene of dude, what's that? And he kills him and takes the tow truck. And then it would explain why he disappeared after being on a fucking snowmobile to then he suddenly has a tow truck. It takes 2 fucking seconds. You just film an extra 2 seconds. That's it, sir. For the love of fucking God. Once again, ending out my notes, this does not work as a 2-part sequel between this and the next one.
No, sir, it does not.
And again, he's as bad as Jeff Burr with Puppet Masters 3 through 5, where he clearly did not watch anything that these are prequeling and made up some bullshit.
A fucking man.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. Don't watch it. Don't fucking watch this. If anything, go back. You could watch 1 through 3. 3 gets pretty bad, but it still has fun enough moments in it. If you're into, like, you know, if you're just into cannibals killing people, it has some fun kills in it. It can still kind of work.
Here's what you're gonna do, audience. You're gonna go get an HBO Max account, and you're gonna go watch Sinners and do that instead.
Yeah,
Or just buy Sinners on DVD.
Yeah, you could do that too. So yeah, this has been Jokeypants' Bad Taste. If you didn't hate this episode, this little crossover episode here on What an Oddcast, you can catch this show that I do with, as I said, a different host. Sometimes I have on Ref Neon, sometimes Maverick jumps on. We covered over like Zathura, and I had Maverick come on for that one, and Monkey Bone. And also, if you're confused by why only 4, where are the other 3? Again, go look up Jokeypants' Bad Taste. I have all the playlists on our YouTube broken up into seasons, so you can see like what ones are in each season. You can pick a playlist. And yeah, we've covered the first 3 over there. So go check that out if you didn't hate this. I've done a ton of different movies. And currently for Oddtober, we're doing all foreign horror films over there. We just did Train to Busan. The Sadness comes out next week. No, actually, it comes out this weekend. I actually have to jump on and edit that today because I didn't finish that yet. So the Sadness will be out this weekend, and then after that is Wreck, and we're ending the month. We were going to end the month with High Tension, but then the more me and Paul talked, we realized we had done zombies all month anyway. So we're switching it to When Evil Lurks, because that's also demonic zombie stuff, fits Wreck. But yeah, so go check all that out and continue to stay on, stay happy. I'm going to end this how I do with Bad Taste every time, which is we cover over the rules of horror. And as I've said many times on the show, the rules constantly change. You kind of just have to pay attention to what you're in to know what rules to follow. But there are some basics. Number 1, never go to a witch for revenge. Number 2, never betray the puppets. Everyone makes that one. Everyone makes that mistake. Don't do that. Stay out of the water. Don't bring things back from the dead. Don't trust your uncle who's been astray for a couple months. Don't prank your friends as a serial killer. You don't have to be the fastest person. You just have to be faster than the slowest person. And yeah, that, for this movie, I would say don't break and enter into buildings that are in the fucking hills of West Virginia.
Amen to that. Bonus points for anyone who's listening who can comment where all those movies come from.
Actually, yes, I will give bonus points. Also, just to call back to Wrong Turn, don't kill the teenage hillbilly because you'll be hunted by another hillbilly.
There's always another hillbilly.
But until next time, stay on, stay happy. We'll catch you around. To end out October, we have Mavericks Week. We're going to do Can of Worms, which is a Disney movie, something that he's been trying to get us to watch for years. We're going to be ending the month on that one, so stay tuned for that. We'll see you around. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
What a load of bullshit.
Fucking awful.